up, guys? Welcome to fourth quarter once again. This is mic check for Craig.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Craig like mic check.
That's all good, man. Especially if you got a new computer. Those mics are interesting. You know, gotta keep working with it. Man, how's everybody's week, man? Corey is going to join us later. Oh, yeah, guys. Thank you for joining us once again. You can follow us, of course, on YouTube, but you can follow us on all major streaming podcasting platforms. Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google, and plenty others. The link tree will be in the description below. Here we go, man. Wait till I get. You know what? Wait till I get my soundboard. Wait till I get my soundboard. And there is Corey.
What's up, man?
Hold on. Wait till I get my soundboard, guys. Wait till I get my soundboard. It's going to be a problem. And just want to let everybody know, guys, this will be our last live show until beginning of the training camp in August. Everybody needs to deserve a break. If you don't get a break in life, you will break. Okay? That's just the rule. Everybody gets breaks. Everybody takes vacations. And the reason we'll take a break is because everybody made a big deal of Stephon Diggs missing 1 day of OTAs. Anyway, because there's no stories out there. So that's why we're taking a break. All right, guys. NBA championship. Craig predicted it right. I was wrong. I did the wrong thing that I always do. I move my heart and not my head. I'm pretty good at making picks sometimes. And this is the whole point of life, is to jump out there, be experimental. Congratulations to the Nuggets. Jokic is deserving of it. 2-time MVP. NBA Finals MVP. Western Conference Finals MVP. That's a thing now. I gotta get used to saying that because it is an award. And he won the finals. And he's the best team in the NBA. And they actually went on a historic finals run. 16-4, man. They only lost one game in their last 8 games in the 2 most important series, which is very important. They swept the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and they did a gentleman's sweep of the Heat. Can't ask for it better. The only team, I mean, there's a lot of teams better than that, but that's pretty historic. 16-4 is a good. They lost. They beat.
It's longer than that. They won their last 10 out of 11.
Yeah, they won the 10 out of 11, but I'm just saying in the 2 most important. Yeah. Yeah, but the 2 most important series. You know what I'm saying? Like Western Conference and the Finals are. That's all. But right. If you're baking a cake, that's what your eggs and butter are, baby. You know what I'm saying? There you go, man. Love the puns. All right, so I mean, you can't have cake without eggs and butter, Craig. I think. Anyway, don't worry about me. So I just told my thoughts on the Denver Nuggets. What's your thoughts on the Nuggets, Craig?
I didn't give them any respect, I guess, because they haven't really done anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's 46 years, I believe, 46, 47 years.
46.
So, and then Jokic is probably the best second-round pick ever in the NBA history. He's probably already the best. He had a great series, led the playoffs.
Yeah, second round,
points, rebounds, assists. He has a good squad with him. Everybody's pretty much going to come back next year for the most part, I would assume, except maybe Brown. But I don't know. I think he's a free agent. So
yeah, that's the only person.
But I mean, they have a chance to run it back next year. You don't know what's going to happen with the rest of the West, especially with the Warriors and teams like Memphis. No, you got to wait for that John Morant suspension now that the season's over. The Lakers, the Mavericks, teams like that, the Kings. So, but the Nuggets, man, I mean, I ain't gonna say they overachieved, but I didn't have them winning the championship coming into this season. So, and even in the playoffs, I didn't think they were going to win. But Jokic is a beast. I think he's the best player in the NBA right now. Definitely playing the best. I mean, that's probably like I'm a prisoner of the moment type thing, but he's a beast. I think a lot of people have been saying he's the most skilled offensive center in NBA history, or one of the best. And I would have happened to probably almost. He can pretty much do everything. He can score inside. He can score outside. He can score mid range. He's great with passing the ball. You can get boards. Only thing he can't do is defense. But I mean, in terms of offensive side, I think he's one of the best ever. So got to give him credit for that. Jamal Murray played a great series, even though the last couple games he was kind of off. Mm-hmm. But Jokic carried him to the promised land. That last game could have went either way. The Heat had their chances. The Nuggets. The Heat pretty much did. I mean, the Nuggets did pretty much everything to give that game away, and they were able to finally hold on. Some big turnovers in their fourth quarter by the Heat, and the Nuggets couldn't make a three. They couldn't make a free throw, and somehow they still won the game pretty much by Jokic. So I'm kind of wanting to see what they're going to do next year with free agency and the draft and things like that. But I think they should be definitely one of the favorites to run it back next year, or to win next year.
Yeah, but what do you think about the Nuggets? What's your thoughts?
I think I like the way they. So for me, I like the way they did it. I think Brian Windhorst, as soon as they asked him one word to sum it up, he said organic. Just the way they did it. Their top two players they drafted. They brought in players that fit around the two players they drafted that became stars. They didn't go out there trying to be flashy. Like, think about it. Their big time free agent, their biggest free agent was Brown, and he coming off the bench. You know what I'm saying? They built a culture around unselfish people. Like, you gotta think about it. I think the last game, DeAndre Jordan finally played, and DeAndre Jordan didn't even play 20 minutes the whole playoffs. So it's like for the unselfishness of the team is real. I truly salute them. Michael Malone was on their bench. He became coach. They lost multiple times. They failed. They lost the Lakers in the West Conference Finals, and then to recoup quickly and get back and don't panic. Like, they didn't panic. They just added more pieces. They added pieces that fit around their two stars. They didn't go out there and say, "Oh, we gotta get a third star. We gotta get another mega star." They went out there and got pieces that fit around them.
Yeah,
because they know they market. Like, a big time free agent not gonna come to Denver. So it's like, okay, we draft our two stars, we develop them, let's add around them, and then now let's go to work. And that's what they've done. And they got a coach that knows how to push the right buttons. So I definitely think salute to them on doing it the right way. I'm not trying to throw shade on people who I don't want to throw shade on people who get the multiple stars or whatever, who add a super team or whatever they want to say. But I like it more when you get a team like Denver who the top tier players are people they drafted and they build up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go into this one, and then we're gonna go into the NFL, Corey. I got you. So I know the NBA is about dynasties, right? So the last 5 years, there's been a different NBA champion, and I'm gonna answer your question, Mo. The run of the super team is over. When's the last super team to win? The three superstars is done. You got to have 2+ in depth, because the parity of the NBA is crazy. You got to think about the last 5 NBA champions. It's about depth. You know what I'm saying? You got to have depth. You got to have bench players. You got to have people come off the bench. Denver, 2 superstars in depth. Right? So you think the superstars?
I don't think it's over. For one, I don't think it's over. But two, Denver didn't have any depth. The Heat were way more deep than they were. Right. They had one person that could score, and they had the other rookie who could flash every now and then.
Right.
But he wasn't.
They had a good 8-man rotation, right? So they had Jokic.
But he had like 10 guys.
They lost.
I understand that, but you're saying that they're deep, and they're not that deep. It's pretty much 2 guys, and then you had some really good role players who knew their role.
I mean, I would say this though. I think Denver was more. I think Denver's roster more built. They were more built around their stars. I'll say that. I won't say they're not deep, but I think they're more built around who they have. Like it's like because you gotta think about this for a second. Like Jokic and Murray didn't. I mean, Jokic did, but Murray really didn't put up historical numbers. He really didn't even put up like all-star, all-pro numbers outside of assists. So the role players play well in their roles. You got to look at Aaron Gordon. He came out balled out. Porter, who they drafted, number 11 overall, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and who got hurt 2 years ago and missed half the season. He balled out. So that's why I say I salute them, because if you really look at it, 3 of their main contributors, 3 of their starters are people they drafted. How many teams over the last 10 years could we say won a championship outside of Golden State? How many teams over the last 10 years they won a chip with 3 players they drafted in their starting lineup? I just don't think we can say that outside of Golden State. I don't think no team has won a chip outside of Golden State with 3, where you can say 3 of their players on that roster they originally drafted.
Yeah, but I'm that's all I'm saying. Like I just think that depth matters in this NBA. Like I just think at this point in time, you gotta have at least an 8-man rotation. And you got to have people step up and score. I think that's just the nature of it. Like when Giannis won, you got Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, PJ Tucker was on that team. Lee, man, Drew Holiday. Yeah, they had a nice squad. You know, that's all I'm saying. Like I just think that when you have 3 stars like the Nets with Kyrie, Harden, and KD, we don't know what it could have been, but it hasn't. It's failed.
Won the championship.
It's failed.
Come on, you mean to tell me you don't think that they would have won the championship if they were all out?
They didn't.
I understand that. I'm asking you, do you?
I don't think so. I think Kevin Durant. I don't think so.
Kevin Durant was a big toe away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like, come on.
If it was a fifth, we would all be drunk, Craig. It didn't happen.
It's no if.
No, I'm saying, hold up. What's the question? Hold up.
Let me question.
I said,
do you think the Heat are not? Do you think the Nets, if they were all healthy, would have won a championship that year that Kyrie got hurt in Game 1? James Harden was dealing with a hamstring the whole time, and they still went to Game 7 overtime. Kevin Durant with a big toe on the line.
I think, yeah. Sensible. Yeah, I think they would have, and it's crud. But and that's why I always say though. That's why I always say the teams that win, no matter what sport, it's teams that can stay healthy. Like it's rare that you see a team injury depleted win the chip. Like even a good team that went the whole way and then now they get there and they got injuries.
It doesn't happen, Mo. It doesn't happen.
So I get it though.
As San Francisco 49ers fans, when Brock Purdy got hurt, it doesn't happen in any sport.
I mean, I don't.
It doesn't happen. If injuries play a part, because you're running your stars 40+ minutes, you need depth so they can stay healthy.
I don't know. I don't think the super team thing is over. I think they could put a super team in Phoenix right now if they wanted to. What they need is one more person, and I think they could win. They're already one of the favorites to win next year, and they don't have any depth on that team at all right now. But I bet you they'll be right there again next year.
They're going to trade Ayton to get depth.
I don't think they're going to trade Ayton. They're not. Ayton's not worth anything. If you're going to trade for Ayton, you're not getting him back according to what he did in the playoffs. You saw how he played. There's no way you can. If he had ball out against Denver and they had lost, not for whatever you're talking about getting back a bunch of stars. That's not going to happen.
No depth role players.
That's what I'm saying. That's not going to happen. I mean, I should say not stars, but depth. They're not going to get like 2 or 3 players back for him. He's not worth it.
Maybe 2. I don't know. We got to see. The NBA is in parity right now. You know what I'm saying? Like we just, we don't know. I just
who's
the super team.
Who Finn's coach now? Who got hired as Finn's coach?
Frank Vogel.
I mean, let me ask y'all this then. Is he a builder of men for like restructuring or rebuilding relationships? Because if you're going to keep Aiden there, you got to rebuild that relationship. That relationship was fractured. Like, you got to look at how his body language, how he was upset about not getting the ball, his role in the offense. Like, can Frank Vogel really be a leader of men to really go in there and be like, hey, this is your role. This is what we're doing.
No, I don't know.
Like,
I don't
Frank
know.
Vogel, that guy. I don't know if he's that guy as far as a leader to be like, all right, this is how we're going to roll.
I don't know, Mo. I don't know.
I think so. I mean, you look at what Vogel did back in the Pacers days, managing egos. You had guys like Lance Stevenson, Roy Hibbert, who I think is somewhat comparable to DeAndre Ayton. David West, Paul George. Yes, things ended up falling apart. I'm still hoping that someday there will be a book written on what all it was, what the catalyst was that started that fracture. But
that was crazy.
I think Vogel did a pretty good job of balancing egos and everything with that team. So I know when he was in LA, he did what he could with the Lakers, but when you have like LeBron in that kind of spotlight,
it's hard.
There's only so much you can do.
It's hard.
That's fair.
He's not the only one. He's not the only one. Monty Williams got fired.
The problem is,
like, that's how coaches. I mean, that's how the NBA is going right now. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's not, because dude just won a championship. He's been there for like 9 years.
But Craig, they fired the coach of the year. Monty Williams got fired. Frank Vogel got fired. Nick Nurse got fired. I'm just saying that's the way the NBA is going.
I mean,
I'm not a GM, Craig. I'm just telling you facts.
That's not every team. Spoel's still there.
No, it's the market.
Spoel's still there. He hasn't left. Pop is still there. Pop hasn't done nothing in years. He's still there. Mike Malone was there for 9 years. He was bounced out in the first round last year. They should have fired him last year if they was going to do that.
I mean, it's the market, and it's the market.
Craig, I'm telling you what the market is doing.
It's not every team.
It's not every team. It's the market. Hold up. It's the market and it's ownership decisions, because we can point back to right here in the city. I don't understand how Wes Unseld Jr. still got a job. So it's every organization based on how they want to carry stuff. No, I get Craig. I get what you say, because it's every market. So it's for an instance. Let's take it for an instance. Budenholzer, he was fired because you ain't gonna tell me Giannis ain't have a decision in that. You ain't gonna tell me Giannis ain't have a hat in that. Because if Budenholzer gets fired, and you're gonna tell me that all 3 of the finalists got to sit down and talk to Giannis one-on-one, and got to sit down and have a conversation.
That's another one that got fired. I don't think Budenholzer should have got fired. I don't think Monty Williams should have got fired. I don't think Nick Nurse got fired. But I can't control the market
overnight. It's just sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes it does. You catch lightning in the bottle, it works out. Right. But I mean, it's not going to happen all the time. Sometimes you got to let teams just.
I don't think owners be having patience, man. Like I
don't understand what you want. You got to have patience. You can't just expect a championship overnight. That's
also this playing tournament that messed up a lot, coach. Just like for
it's hard to tell a billionaire what to do with his money.
Yeah, but because football, this
he doesn't want to win. Then
like
the Suns can't win.
Right. Yeah. Coaches ain't gonna get a lot of time in college football to turn stuff around now. When you got this college football playoffs about to let 12 teams get in. Yeah, okay.
You can't win.
Okay, you don't make it in 2 years, you're gonna get fired. You're gonna be on the hot seat.
It's like the NHL. The NHL fires coaches all the time for no reason. I don't understand why you just want. You can just take a look and see what Mike Malone just did 9 years or whatever he was in Milwaukee or in Denver, and he won a championship. Takes a while sometimes. It's not going to happen all the time overnight. You're not going to get like the best superstars every time to help you win a championship all the time. I don't understand why. Especially teams that won a championship, I don't understand it.
But Denver also has one of the best owners in sports, and Stan Kroenke. He's really patient.
Right. That's fine.
Our owner's not patient. Our owners just want to.
He's real patient. Some owners just not patient, Craig. I don't know what it is.
Let me ask you something real quick before we hit the NFL. Just real quick. What do y'all got? Jokic in the best centers of all time. But you got him in the top 10. You got him in the top 15.
I think he's in the top 10.
Top 5.
Top 5 for me.
Top 5? You gotta just first of all, let him finish his career. Let him finish his career.
I understand this.
That's that Devin Booker to Kobe comparison.
Let me ask you a question.
Top 5 is tough.
Hey, hold on. Let me ask you a question. I will ask this question though, and this is where I'll let y'all have it if you can tell me this. The 5 centers that you will put above him, do they have multiple rings?
Yes.
Yeah.
All 5?
And they're top defense.
Yeah.
They're top or at least
if you put 5
multiple rings.
Multiple rings, I give y'all that.
Multiple rings.
They have multiple rings, and defensively they're better than Jokic. That's why I couldn't put Jokic above. I got him at 8. I got him at 8.
Yeah, I got him around 7 or 8. He's not better than the King.
I got Kareem, Bill Russell, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, David Robinson, and Moses Malone.
Yep. And then
the reason why I have all them above them is because they played defense. Now, Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, they didn't get recognized because they didn't have block shots back then. They didn't track.
There's a lot of stats they ain't track.
They didn't track defensive players of the year. I mean, and all that stuff. And
they didn't track a lot.
Defensive first team and all that. So
they would have had 40 if they had defensive first team. Bill Russell and Wilt would have had all the records.
They just didn't track it. So, and Jokic, I don't think he's ever going to make an all defensive team. First or second. So, I just can't. I think they even have third. I could be wrong, but I can't put him on there right now above those guys.
Nah, I can't, Mo. He just got to put some more work in. That's all. That's it.
I got you.
Some more work in. Or just like Giannis, got to put a little bit more work in.
I got him up there. I'll probably move him up a little bit.
Yeah, got to put a little bit more work in. They might go on a run. They might not. The West is going to be hard next year. So we're going to see. I love it. I love the NBA right now.
It's CBA is hard. It's hard to really keep your players like.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing, Craig. I don't think the new CBA you're going to have a super team. I think you can't. It's going to be really hard for them to have 3 max players or something like that. It's something they were talking about.
Did they do that? I don't know.
Yeah, they were talking about that though.
I don't know if the players are going to agree on that, but
they already did. I think it's more max money, right? But I think that the new CBA it puts the teams. So like, say Phoenix trades they couldn't trade for Bradley Beal because of the money. I got to look up exactly the CBA, but it's hard for teams to, have multiple superstars. I feel like the NBA knows where they're at. This is like one of the highest rated finals. I think people like when the NBA is like how it was, where it's a lot of even teams and good basketball. Like it's they like parity. I love it. So I gotta look it up though.
What if the team drafted 3 guys and they turn into 3 superstars? Can they all get max and they're all eligible for the max?
I gotta look that up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta look that up because I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I'm gonna be real. I gotta look it up, man.
I know their stuff is coming up soon.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, this is a long article. I gotta read it. It's the luxury tax. I think the players get more of it. Oh yeah, the luxury tax goes up. I got to read it. I wonder if the NFL would ever do that, but that's neither here nor there. That would be crazy if they did like a salary cap, but you could spend more on star players, but then you would get an extra luxury tax. That would kind of be unfair, wouldn't it?
I think the NFL already has some cap shenanigans with the ability to float cap money that you don't use to the next season.
Yeah. That'll be in. Yeah, that's right. Because you're right. Because the NBA is all guaranteed. It's all guaranteed. Yeah. So you're right. So it's kind of like Bradley Beal. That's why they're trying to move off of him now because his contract he signed a 5-year. I don't know.
Why would anybody want to deal with Bradley? He can't stay healthy and he can't play defense.
Somebody's going to try to get him.
I
don't want him on the Lakers.
That's what the issue with Zion right now. Like, why would you do that? Like, he can't.
I don't want Zion either.
His contract is too high.
Brown doesn't stay healthy.
New Orleans made the decision to give him the money despite of the fact. Now they talking about giving
somebody gonna trade for Zion though. They said they want the second pick. Yeah, Bradley Beal contract he gets paid $46 million, $50 million, $53 million, and $57 million, all guaranteed.
He's the only guy
he signed a 5-year, $251 million contract. And you know that happens when they earn that All NBA. But during the new CBA too, Craig, I forgot you got to play a minimum of like 65 games to win any award.
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, it's about to get real.
Well, Bradley Beal's not going to qualify for that because he doesn't play that.
He signed it. He signed it at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
Can't get mad at him. He signed it at the right.
That's why the Wizards got a new GM because he signed him to that no trade clause in that crazy contract. He's the only guy in the league with a no trade. Bradley Beal's got a no trade clause with LeBron James and
yeah, that's crazy.
Like man, Kevin Durant does not. Like get out.
That's crazy.
He's not that good, man. He can shoot, but other than I don't know, man. He's not worth it. But that's what's happening here in Washington D.C. I guess. That's it.
All right, guys. So that's my
hold up. Hey, before we go to football, right, I seen something on NFL. I seen something on my phone, and it was just a joke, but it said basketball forever on my Facebook thing. It's talking about the Suns would get in a trade proposal. The Suns would get Kyrie Irving, Nick Batum, and Reggie Bullock. The Dallas Mavericks would get DeAndre Ayton and Robert Covington, and the Clippers would get Chris Paul in a 3-team trade. Ain't no way in the world.
I gotta look up the money.
Yeah, the money. It'd be because of the money.
That might work.
It might work. I'm thinking about it right now.
That doesn't solve the Suns' depth problem.
Yeah, that all.
That's not true.
Man. Any team,
Bullock and
I don't want Kyrie
and somebody else.
I don't want Kyrie, and it's always something.
Well, they got Devin Booker now playing point, so they don't really need him to play point. And Kyrie Irving's a headache.
I don't want him, Craig. I'll be honest. When they was like Lakers trade for him, I was like, nah, I'm good. Mm-hmm. I don't want Kyrie, dog.
He's just too inconsistent. He's consistently inconsistent.
Yep.
Mentally, he's got a lot of stuff with him.
The track record is ridiculous. We don't have to go through it. But
the way he played with Luka and they
come on, man. They went from the 5th seed to tanking. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
It's always something.
They was in top 5.
It's always something.
When they traded for him, they was in top 5, and it was only I think 1 or 2 games out of 4th when they got him. All of a sudden you will make the playoffs.
I love Kyrie. I love Kyrie. He's one of my favorite players. I don't want him on my team. Bottom line. I'm sorry. All right, guys. Now to the NFL. Oh, Corey, before we go into it, this is how we're gonna do our power rankings, right?
Good,
so, somebody's gonna. This is the last one though. Somebody's gonna say it. So, like, it starts off with you. You would say the Chiefs, and then Craig would say the Bengals. But you would say the Chiefs and why, and Craig would say the Bengals, and then we would go on. And you can't pick a team that somebody else has picked, and you explain why. And then at the end, we'll be like, "Well, I don't understand that," and you had them too high. I get that, but I think it'll go faster if we do it like that. Anyway, all right, guys. NFL. Corey.
Yes, sir.
Running backs are a very interesting topic in the NFL right now. Minnesota Vikings released Dalvin Cook. Very surprisingly, Corey. It was surprising. I'm not going to lie.
Really?
I was kind of shocked a little bit, but it's $9 million against the cap. But I understand why now, what they're trying to do. So what team do you see Dalvin Cook playing for in 2023?
So I will say that the writing has been on the wall for a while. There have constantly been reports all throughout this offseason that Cook could be traded or cut. What was it, 2 weeks ago? There was a little bit of a thing made when the team removed him from like their header on one of their social media pages and replaced him with Madison. So it does seem like it has been building to this for some time. Now, I still don't quite understand what Minnesota is doing. I don't know what saving $9 million against the cap at this point in the offseason really does for you. But yeah, I don't think there's any shortage of contenders that should be interested in him. Now you've got Buffalo, Miami, Kansas City, Philadelphia, Denver, Rams. I think the Giants could make sense if there's any concern for him on Saquon following through on his potential threat, his consideration of sitting out all season. And I think Chicago makes sense within that division too. So if I'm him, I feel like Miami, Kansas City, and Buffalo are probably the three favorites. You have to wonder if his brother playing in Buffalo doesn't give them an edge and something that he might be interested in doing. But I feel like Miami is the team that I've most seen associated with him just before his release. So I think I would put probably Miami and Buffalo as in the front.
So Buffalo, the two brothers, that'd be interesting. Play with your brother, or do you think he's like, oh, I'm not trying to play with my brother?
I mean, it depends on their relationship, of course. But yeah, I don't know if they were actually ever together at the same time in college. So, a chance to have a season like that could intrigue him. And I think it helps that Buffalo is a contender. Like, they are right there in the running to win the AFC. So it's not like he'd be signing with the Texans to play with his brother. The option is a legitimate Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Although with Josh Allen getting on the Madden cover, maybe you don't want to go.
It's very interesting. Craig, Dalvin Cook. You got some interesting places in the chat. I found it interesting. Where do you think he goes?
I think he can go anywhere, but I think 5 teams kind of make sense to me.
Okay.
Obviously, Miami, they don't really have any. I mean, Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr., they're maybe second, third options at best. So I think the only thing that they're missing in Miami, for the most part, to help Tua out is a legit running back. They haven't had one since Tua's been there. So I think this will be, if they can get him, I think it'll definitely help them out. And plus, they're in a tough division, so you need all the help you can get at this point. And that's only going to help the passing game as well if you got a really good running back. I think Kansas City, I don't know. CEH, man, he hasn't been good at all. So I'm not even thinking about him or talking about him. The guy that they drafted last year, the rookie, I think out of the 4th round, I don't know how to say his name.
But 7th round, Isaiah Pacheco, sir.
My bad, man. Calm down. I thought it was 5th, but I know it was a late round pick, whatever. But
it was late round.
He had a really good rookie season. Yeah. But if you compare him with Dalvin Cook and just have that combination right there, that would help out Patrick Mahomes, especially since they don't really have a top wide receiver right now. I don't know why you won't even think about it, or at least inquire about it. I picked I think the Eagles just because DeAndre Swift keeps getting hurt.
They do stuff like that, don't they?
I don't know if he's going to last 17 games. So I think if you can try to, Randy, you're going to have 2 number 1 options there, or 2 guys who could be number 1 in the running back in the backfield. But I think it'll help out the longevity of Swift, possibly, if he's not getting a lot of carries, and also help the longevity of Cook because he was hurt, I think, last year, the year before last. So looking at Denver doesn't have Javonte Williams to start the season probably. Still recovering from that injury last year. So you're starting back as Samaje Perine, who he played okay.
Good spell back. He's a decent back.
He played okay last year in Cincinnati, but he's no Dalvin Cook. And I think that same thing, like I said about Tua, this will help out Russell Wilson, and it'll help out that passing game. And plus, Sean Payton likes guys. He had Alvin Kamara. He's had Mark Ingram, guys like that, Deuce McAllister. Excuse me. So he knows how to have running backs be successful in his offense. So I think that'll work there. Especially coming off of last season, they want to try to make up for what they did last season. And I got the Cowboys with 15, because the Cowboys, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not sold on Tony Pollard being an every down back. Now it's possible that he could be, but I know
he's coming off surgery too.
Yeah, and he's obviously had Zeke there with him in the past, taking some carries or whatever, and maybe Tony Pollard is ready to take that next step. But like you said, the injury from last year, and I'm just not sold on him. I want to see it, I guess. But if he has Dalvin Cook there with him, it's even better. And plus, the Cowboys like to go for these big time names and big time stars. So I could see them at least inquiring about him coming there. So those kind of were the picks that make sense to me.
Okay.
We'll see.
Cool. Interesting, man. Mo, Dalvin Cook, man, where's he landed?
Man, I honestly, I would think it'd be Miami, Buffalo, or Kansas City. Miami adding another back like that, adding another weapon, makes them highly dangerous. I think with Buffalo, it's been well documented over the last couple of years. Them struggling to run the ball has been a downfall. Them not being able to run the ball and have to rely strictly on Josh Allen has been a problem. Mm-hmm. And then Kansas City, I think adding a 1-2 punch. I like the second year player. I like him. He definitely balled out, but if you got a chance to add a Dalvin Cook to your roster, why wouldn't you? You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't you? It doesn't mean you devaluing the rookie. It means like, hey, we got a chance to add another ball in here.
Yeah.
When a couple of other spots I wouldn't be surprised that we talked about, but I think those three would make the most sense as far as Dalvin Cook, as far as you've been in the league long enough. You made all pro before. You made the Pro Bowl. Like at some point, you got to be like, I want to win.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I get everybody want to cash out, make the money, but at some point, it's like, I want to win.
Yeah.
You haven't been to an NFC Championship game. No, he has. My bad. They did go. He did go. The year they got smashed by Philly. He was on that squad. My bad. So you've been to one NFC Championship game. You've been around long enough. It's like, at what time do we want to win? So I see one of those three teams, unless he just wants to go somewhere, chase the money for another big contract and ride into the sunset. But I just feel like you got enough touches on you. That's part of the reason Minnesota let him go. I think he got over 1,500 touches on him, and then the money he was owed. So they was like, you gotta make a decision.
Yeah, I get it. I'm not gonna lie. If I was him, I would cash in. I'm gonna be honest with you. I just think the shelf life is very volatile for a running back. It's very thin, and you got to think, right? The way the running back market is right now, it's tough. They're not getting signed. We're going to get into that later. But I like Buffalo. I like that idea. I like Miami. Maybe a team. Did anybody mention the Rams?
I think Corey did.
Corey did, right? Yeah. I think the Rams is another sneaky one. I think that healthy Matthew Stafford. This is real. Sean McVay wants to run the ball. That's a fact. You get Dalvin Cook. He goes to L.A. Cooper. And here's the thing, guys. Cooper Kupp just restructured his deal today. They could be freeing money up to sign Dalvin Cook. So watch out for that. I think he fits there perfect. If he goes there, that definitely would change my – it would definitely change my outlook on if they make the playoffs or not. It would, because now you're giving a running game to Matthew Stafford. He needs it, and he stays healthy. But it's I like all those teams. It's a couple teams, maybe Carolina. Did you ever think about that? Did you want him in Carolina? Craig? He fit. Young quarterback. We know Frank Reich loves to run the ball.
He's not going to Carolina, but
all right, man. You don't know You don't know, man. If they sign him to a good contract, that would shake up the division. I'm just saying it. He might win y'all 2-3 games alone, man. He's a good running back. He fits. Frank Wright likes to run the ball, man. Look what Jonathan Taylor had with Frank Wright. Frank Wright's going to run the ball. I think Dalvin Cook will fit there. But, yeah, I agree with, all the other teams. To be honest, no, it depends. It depends if he might sign an incentive-laden deal like Odell, ball out, and then test the market. Like if he goes to Kansas City, balls out, win the Super Bowl, somebody's going to pay him. Or if he goes to the Eagles, balls out, win the Super Bowl, right? Or if he goes to the Rams, plays really good, goes to a Pro Bowl, somebody might resign him. Or if I'm him, the way the market is, I'm 27, I might go chase the money, Mo. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I could get a ring later in life. I'm gonna sign with a team that wants me, and they're probably gonna pay me the most. That's my thing. That's just me. Like championship's cool, but you're 27, man. Get the money, then pull a Shady McCoy. Like, listen, 33, I'll be the third back. I'll go on Cincinnati or the Bengals and win the Super Bowl. That's what I would do. But if I'm him and I'm 27, I'm trying to sign to a team that wants me and for money. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not worried about winning Super Bowls when the running back market is slowly deteriorating. Craig, boom. SaquonBarkley, Josh Jacobs, they're both holding out. Now, I don't think they're gonna hold out the year. I don't think nobody's gonna pull a Le'Veon. Everybody saw how that worked, and he came out and regretted it. I don't think we all disagree with it. Like, even if he came back in week 11, I got it. But like he did the whole season. But anyway, Craig, do you see either of those running backs signing a long-term deal? Because they're both franchise tag right now.
They're both young enough. I mean, Josh Jacobs had his best year last year, arguably. Led the league in rushing. So, and I mean I don't know who picked him to lead the league in rushing. So I think he definitely overachieved, especially for that team, the Raiders team. I don't know. They're not good. So he was pretty much the only bright spot on that team last year. He's only in his fifth year, going to his fifth year, I think. So he has a lot of time on it. And this is the perfect time right now if he wants to get a long-term contract, to get it. Now, I don't know if teams are going to be trying to do that, because you can pretty much find a running back like the dude from Kansas City. They found him in the 7th round. You can pretty much pull anybody for the most part, and they can have a great success at being a running back. So I don't know if we're going to be seeing a lot of these guys, as great as SaquonBarkley is, and as great as the season that Josh Jacobs had last year. A lot of these guys signing these big-time long-term deals in the NFL anymore, because he don't really, for the most part, there's not too many Derrick Henrys out there anymore. I don't think. Guys get injured. You can just have the next man up mentality, and just the running back who's starting second. All of a sudden, the guy gets hurt, or the guy's not playing good enough. Like Edwards-Helaire wasn't playing good enough. They drafted the guy in the 7th round. He comes along and just takes a spot. And now they're looking at probably other options as well to help him out, because Clyde Edwards-Helaire he's not good enough. So I don't know if we're going to see like a 4-year deals anymore in the NFL for running backs anyway. I don't know, man. Like some of these guys, I just think that you could just find these same guys again in the next draft. And you could go back and just reset the clock on it and then start over from scratch. And then just, as long as you got a really good quarterback that can make plays, and even if you got running backs that can be good short, like I guess pass receivers, and just catch like a 3-yard pass, that kind of sort of like a run, and you can turn it into like 8 yards. Then I think that works as well. Like Eckler, he's not a really big bruising running back, but he can catch passes out of the backfield and turn a 3-yard pass into like a 10-yard pass. So
yeah,
I'm just not sold on some of these guys. Like I would like them. I would love for them to get signed. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, like I said, SaquonBarkley come off these injuries, and as much last year he wasn't injured, but he had a really good year as well. But I just don't see it.
Yeah. I mean, that's interesting. Mo, what do you think? It's interesting, man. The running back market is. I don't know.
I mean, I think because of the evolution of the passing game, and I think a lot of coaches feel like offensive coordinators, head coaches feel like I can bring anybody in here and run my scheme now. They feel like if I can just get a back to be decent. Like I don't need nothing crazy. I just need a solid back. I think now with that philosophy, a lot of teams like I'll just go draft a back. I can get a back to give me anything because I think gone are the days where you need a back to get 13, 14, or 1,500 yards. If they get it, you love it. But now we're in an age where they want their quarterback to get 4,000 yards passing and all this other stuff. So it's like, what do we do now just to get a solid running game and keep people off their toes? But it's tough. I think Josh Jacobs, I think Saquon are very great backs. I mean, you making what both are due to make what? 11, I think the franchise tag is what, 10 million? A little over 10 million? If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 10.1 or something like that. He's either 10 or 11.
Paid, I think it's Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think the franchise tag is like 10 or 11.
I think the franchise tag is
for running back. I think it's like 10 million or 11. Yeah,
it's 10 million.
So for me, honestly, I think the cap for running backs might be 11 or 12. I don't know what Saquon and Jacobs has asked for. But for me, I think the cap might be 11 or 12. I wouldn't pay no back 15 million a year. That's just me. But I'm not mad at another team for doing it. It's just me. I wouldn't do it. So I don't see them both holding out because right now it's like, what other team would trade for them or what other team would jump like, all right, we're going to pay you. Because think about it, even if you trade for them, it'd be a trade and then you got to give them an extension because if they go to you, then they're going to sit on the same money. So it's like, if they go, it's like, who's going to pay them the money they're going to ask for?
Yeah. I think Derrick Henry's at 16 million cap hit. That might be the most. Corey, do you think they sign?
I don't see it happening this year. Out of the two, I think there's an outside chance Saquon gets a deal done, just because he's shown it multiple years on the field. Yes, he's had 2 years that were largely injured, but last year in his rookie year, he showed the immense talent that he has and what he can do for an offense. Yeah. But I do think that something that could hold that back also is that the Giants would probably want some sort of injury guarantees built into that deal, because you don't want to turn around, give a guy a big contract, and then him miss much of the next 2 years, and you're stuck with a ton of guaranteed money.
Yeah.
Jacobs, it would really surprise me if he got a long-term deal out of the Raiders right now. I think they are poorly run enough that it could happen, but look, I know he had a breakout season last year, led the NFL in rushing, but there's a reason the Raiders didn't pick up his fifth-year option. He was just an okay running back the first 3 years of his career. And I don't think you can pay top dollar in today's NFL to a running back who has had one really good season, and that's it. Like, he's just been okay outside of that. So like right now, them holding firm because normally we're all bashing Josh McDaniels and the Raiders for their decisions, but this is one where it makes sense, and I understand them being hesitant to pay him big time money because I don't necessarily know that he's earned it. And unlike the quarterback position, I don't know what kind of market's really out there to be competing for his services. So the Raiders would be smart to hold off a year, see if he can replicate the same level of success again, and then maybe pay him money.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. So now the only thing is Saquon wants to be there. The Giants want him. So he says he doesn't want top money. So probably going to try to come around. I think he'll sign for 11, 10 and a half. That's what I think. But I think that Saquon gets a deal done. There's probably going to be some injury guarantees in there, Corey. But I think he makes the deal. Jacobs and the Raiders, I don't know. Because I don't know what the Raiders organization is doing. Josh McDaniels is a firecracker. He doesn't know how to run an organization. I don't know what they could sign him to a highest paid player to the league, or they could cut him. I don't know. I don't know what the Raiders. You don't know what you get with them. You know, it's Vegas, right? Everything stays there. Golly, man. So I think I think Jacobs, if I go over and under, right, I would say I would go over Saquon under Jacobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Saquon's going to, if I said that right, I think Saquon's probably going to sign a deal because he wants to be there. They communicated. They love him. Daniel Jones likes him. Daniel Jones probably stated to them. He has some say. They like him. So, but Josh Jacobs, I don't know. He had one breakout year, which it happens. Contract year, breakout. Before that, he was a decent running back. He wasn't considered one of the best in the NFL. So we'll see. And you got Jonathan Taylor coming up, Corey. It's coming up.
Yeah, I just seen an article about that too. They was worried about him.
I don't know.
He said something. He said, I'm trying not to worry about it, but he's like, it's definitely an issue seeing how Saquon and Josh Jacobs being dealt with. He said definitely wonders how I'm dealt with.
Well, the great thing is they have a rookie quarterback. So
right.
They're underneath the cap.
Yeah.
Yep. Same with San Francisco. That's why I don't think they worry about McCaffrey. Yeah. The problem with the Giants is they paid Daniel Jones a lot of money to be a below-average quarterback.
Yeah. I said, well, I'll touch on it with our next topic there. But I think JT is in a unique situation that I'm not sure when another running back will be able to potentially cash in like him.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start on this topic. Mo, I do agree with you. The running back being devalued. I think we saw it kind of trending this way. I'm just kind of shocked the way the market has reacted. It's kind of cutthroat. It's cutthroat. And I mean, that's why Carolina traded McCaffrey. Like, we signed him to the deal. We can't afford him. The Vikings cut Dalvin Cook. It's just Austin Eckler. Like, he's getting underpaid, and they're like, we're not trading you. That's a tough spot to be in. That sucks, man. Because Austin Eckler is given, when you're in that position and you're an NFL or especially an NFL player where your body takes all that pounding in one of those positions and you deserve to get paid and you don't. It's unfortunate, but that's the way the market is trending. It's like we can get a running back in the fourth round, plug and play him for 4 years, and then in the third year, we're going to draft another young guy right behind him. I mean, that's just the way it is. I think Mo hit it on the head where the offenses are trending towards that. And it's not unfortunate, but it's just the way the market is. Do I see it going back up? I don't know. I don't know. Because right now, the premium positions in the NFL are wide receivers, quarterbacks, pass rushers, left tackles. And when I mean pass rusher, I mean D tackles too, that can rush the quarterback. Like Chris Jones and Aaron Donald. If you sack the quarterback, you're going to get paid a lot of money. And I would give corners. Besides that, the other positions are really plug and play. Unfortunately, that's just the way. I don't know if I see it changing. Corey, what are your thoughts on that?
I don't see really a bounce back to the market. As I mentioned, I do think there's a pretty good chance that JT gets a pretty solid sized deal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that happens this offseason, but especially if he bounces back and is anywhere close to how he was 2 seasons ago, he'll get a deal because he's going to be a focal point of that offense. I think he takes care of his body in a pretty unique way to running backs that could help with his longevity. I also think the Colts GM is more prone to taking care of his guys than some other GMs around the league, like Ballard has shown. And they have a rookie quarterback that they just drafted, so they could afford to spend a little bit more on the running back position than other teams because of that. Mm-hmm. Not every team is in that position, though. You look around the NFL right now, and like how many running backs have there been, say, the last 5 years that you have looked at, and throughout the course of a season, they've really been able to help carry an offense through multiple games to help their team win. Guys like Eckler, Cook, Zeke. A lot of them are all guys that are either been cut or struggling to get paid. Yeah. McCaffrey's the only one that got paid, and he got traded. I don't see this reversing. Like you kind of touched on that, James. And because this isn't a sudden thing for running backs in the NFL, I think that this has been – I think Peyton Manning started this. I think when he came into the league and kind of revolutionized the quarterback position in the early 2000s, the NFL has started a 20-year trend in the direction of the passing game. And I don't see anything happening overnight that will reverse that trend or even slow it down. You have more and more teams going by committee. Again, you mentioned it, Kansas City. Spent a first-round pick on a running back that they thought would be a perfect fit for their offense and is buried on the depth chart behind a 7th-round pick from last year. Why invest high capital on a position where teams are consistently finding guys in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th rounds that are able to contribute? Jonathan Taylor was a 2nd-round pick too.
Yep.
So, if anything, I kind of see the running back position continue to be devalued. And then long term, if you have kids in like middle school and high school starting to see the running back position not being quite so glamorous, those top athletes are probably going to start picking other positions.
I would,
which can further that decline of the value of running backs. I don't see a day where you have the Adrian Petersons, Jerome Bettis, those type of guys that your offense is just completely built around, or Derrick Henry even. I think it's a dying breed, and I think that the NFL transitioning to having specialized roles with multiple running backs is probably more the way of the future. And it sucks for the guys in the NFL right now, but it's also a reason for them to get paid while you can.
Yeah. What do you think, Craig? Do you think what's your thoughts on it?
I think the running back position is really tough, man, because you got really talented guys. This is what they've been doing pretty much. I would assume since they were in Pop Warner or something, or in high school or middle school. So these guys that are in the NFL now, they've been playing the running back position for a while, and they're really good at it. But if you know that the lifespan of a running back is like 3 years, maybe 5 years or something like that, and then they just start to kind of tail off. You know what happened? Like Todd Gurley, he just dropped off overnight. Yeah. Like he was a great running back, and it seems like when he got to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, he didn't have a good one. He was getting benched, I think, and then he just dropped off, and then all of a sudden he's in Atlanta and he's not playing well there, and I think he was with Baltimore. He's out of the league now. Like he
retired, I believe.
As great as he was, like he's still he's got to be in like his late 20s. Maybe he's 30 now or something like that. But when he retired in his 20s, I believe. Yeah. So it's crazy, and it wasn't because it wasn't because I ain't gonna say it wasn't because he wasn't good anymore, but he just lost it. It's just these guys. You just never know with the running back position when you could just lose it. So paying these guys X amount of dollars, $15 million, $20 million a year, and they might have a great season, and then the next season they come out and they might just fall off the face of the earth, like they just drop off. So I don't know. I think there's one guy that might be able to save it for up and coming running backs, and that's Bijan Robinson. I want to see because obviously the Falcons took him high. Now that could backfire in their face easily. Same thing with the Lions, but the hype was definitely around Bijan Robinson. So, and he was really good in college, obviously. So I want to see how he transitions and see what happens with him. If he has a really great season, maybe that could kind of get other owners and GMs back on the, hey, running backs are valuable. We can pay these guys, but one guy might not be able to save the whole position. I think these guys need to be able to just do more than one thing. Guys like I think Corey said it, like guys like Derrick Henry, he's a guy who just runs the ball. He doesn't really catch too many passes. I think if you're more valuable if you can do multiple things. If you can like pull a CMC or Austin Eckler, run the ball and be in the passing game as well. You're just more valuable, like a tight end that can block and catch. So these guys are going to have to do something that's like hasn't been done, but guys back in the 90s, they really weren't doing it. Emmitt Smith and Barry Sanders, as great as they weren't really like catching the ball like that out of the backfield for the most part. Like a lot of these guys can or should be trying to do more often or just try to get more involved in the offense other than just running the ball. So you take a beating, and it's unfortunate that this position is getting devalued the way it is, because there's been some great backs that played in the NFL that Jim Brown and Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders. There's so many great ones. So to have this position kind of devalued now it sucks, and it sucks for the guys that's going to be coming into the league. Like Corey said, that's going to be coming in that are 18 right now in high school and just one of the best backs in high school, and they're going to come in and then they get to the NFL and it's just going to be like, nope, you got one contract and that's it, or you can just be really bad and then that's it. So
that's crazy. He was 28.
The tipping point for Saquon, the trump card Saquon could pull is I think he was tied for the lead in receptions with running back. For receptions on his team with 57. So it's like, I hate to say that. I understand the Giants have added receivers since then or this all season. But when you can combine that with your running ability, that's going to give him a kind of a trump card as far as them. But I get it. I hope he gets money. You know what I'm saying? I hope he gets money. I think the one thing, he got lean on is y'all leaned on me last year. I hope Daniel Jones develops. I think he's going to improve. But, yeah, I get it. You want to cash out now because you understand how it is.
Yeah. So do you with the market, do you think the running back position is ever going to, with it being devalued?
I think it's going to stay there at 10 to 12 range. I think it's going to be.
You think it's going to stay like that?
I think we always. All right. So let me not say this. I think we always going to see that one or two backs that get it. But I just think how the game is evolving, it's going to be hard for me to see every back or at least 8 or 7 guys getting over $15 million. It's gonna be hard for me to see that. Like I can see a 3 or 4 that break the market. They's dynamic and like you gotta do it. But I think teams would rather just run a 2-back system before they give a one dude $15 million at the running back position a year.
Yeah, I think it's, and the crazy thing is that, like Craig said, all the greats. Remember Edgerrin James, right? The NFL was more physical with Eddie George, Edgerrin James, Adrian Peterson. And it was like you had to get a good running back to do good in the NFL because Shannon Sharp said this. He was like, an NFL. Damn, what NFL player said that? They were comparing their team to the Ravens, and he was like, it's impossible because he was like, Skip. I mean, they were killing quarterbacks. They were putting quarterbacks out the game. You can't play the NFL like that. You know what I'm saying? With the Steelers, man, I looked at some of Ryan Clark's hit. I was like, man, he would have been out the league. You know, they're hitting back there. Troy Polamalu, Bob Sanders. Bob Sanders was trying to kill people.
Yeah, they fines would have been crazy. Like Troy
They would have been out the league, man. They would have been out the
league.
league. But it's crazy how physical the NFL was back then. And then you had great running backs. And they were taking more of a punishment back then than they are now. But now the position has been devalued, which is it's just crazy. So yeah, it sucks for people that grew up that want to play running back in the NFL, and it's they get treated.
Maybe it'll come back around. Like history.
I hope it does.
And maybe in like 20, 30 years, the running back position it will be better, or will be back, or whatever it is. Maybe get like a flux of young, really good running backs in college that will re-revolutionize the position again or something. I don't know.
I hope so.
It's tough, man. Like it's not too many running backs that even go in the first round anymore.
No, I was surprised this year. I literally was.
I wasn't surprised at Robinson. I was surprised how you went.
Yeah. I was surprised at Jahmyr Gibbs. I was surprised. Yeah.
I thought he had first round talent, but maybe in like the 20s.
Yeah.
Late 20s, maybe mid 20s, but not that high.
Yeah.
Come on, you talking about Gibbs?
Yeah, I was shocked. I thought I was with Craig. I thought Bijan was going to be the only first round running back.
I mean,
I thought it was going to be.
I thought it was going to be in the teens.
In the teens.
I mean, for what the line for where the lines are going, I would pray they're using them heavy this first year. Like if you holding them back for how you moved up to get them or how you draft them so high, I would hope they have a plan for how they're going to use them this year.
Oh, which team?
The Lions.
The Lions?
The Lions.
I think they're going to run the hell out of him.
Well, they got two backs. They got him and Montgomery.
Yeah, they're going to run the hell out of him.
Montgomery was hurt last year, but
I mean, I think they're going to move around. They're going to put them in slot. They're going to use them.
Run the hell out
I hope they.
Yeah, they got to use them.
They're going to run the hell out of them.
He ain't no back you're gonna put in I formation. He a back you gotta go single back and you gotta like put him in slot and stuff like that. He ain't no back that's gonna go downhill out of no I formation at no NFL level. Nah, he ain't that.
Nah. All right. Craig, DeAndre Hopkins. He visited the Titans and the Patriots. Very interesting. Two teams. But you're already shaking your head.
Because it's dumb. Like the Titans aren't no good, man. Why would you? What are you trying to do? I don't understand what he's at this point in his career. I would be trying to win. He's gotten paid. Trying to win something at this point. The Titans are terrible. I just don't believe in them. I think eventually, probably by like week 6, week 7, maybe. I don't know when their bye week is, but the rookie's going to be starting by that time. Yeah. I mean, Tannehill's not that good. They don't have any wide receivers. The only thing they have is Derrick Henry, and they have a decent defense. So, I mean, they lost like 6 or 7 games in a row last year to end the season. Why would you? Whatever. So you're going to go to that team. All right. And then the Patriots, him and Bill Belichick didn't get along at one point. Maybe they buried the hatchet. I don't know. You saw what happened last year with that team. I mean, the offense should be better. They do have an OC now, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, but Mac Jones, I'm just not a believer in it. I'm not seeing it.
The average quarterback.
They're predicated on their defense. I mean, if they don't have Tom Brady on the center, they haven't won. They haven't done anything. And I mean, Tom Brady did it with a really good defense there. I don't know why you would want to go there. You're not going to the division is already stacked. I just don't understand it. I'm not understanding. Yeah, you're going to get your touches, but at what cost?
You're still going to be a loser.
If I'm him, after spending all them years with Houston in Arizona, I would think he would be tired of losing, but maybe not. If he goes to one of those teams, clearly not. I would want to go to Kansas City. Obviously, they're talking about the Buffalo Bills, Dallas Cowboys, especially because Gallup gets hurt all the time. He can't be reliable. Who else? And the New York Jets, I think you could give Aaron Rodgers an actual number one option there. I know Garrett Wilson is there, but he's coming to his second season. But having DeAndre there, oh my God. Maybe even because Bateman keeps getting hurt and you don't know what you're going to get with Odell, have him go to Baltimore. I know you're trying to bring up Bateman and you're trying to bring up Zay Flowers, but at the same time, this is his first time since their Super Bowl, I think he's played. So this coming season. So if DeAndre, I just don't see the Titans, man. I don't see the Titans at all. And I think last week, Corey said the Browns. I was thinking about it. I didn't like it last week, but I kind of like it this week.
Yeah.
I like it a little bit better after.
You warmed up.
The Browns are not a bad option just because he has that connection. And he could fit right along with on the opposite side of Amari.
Yeah.
They have a running game there. They have a really good offensive line.
Yeah.
I think after last year with Deshaun, how he played, he wasn't on. He wasn't good. I think having a familiar face with him in the passing game will definitely help him out. It will help his confidence. And I think the team will be better off for it. So I just don't understand why he would even. Well, I can understand why he wants to meet with some of these teams, but at the end of the day, I wouldn't consider the Patriots or the Titans at this point. I need to go to a team that has a really good quarterback, a really good culture that wants to win. I know the Patriots have had that in the past, but they also had a really good quarterback at the time.
Yeah, they had Tom Brady.
I don't see it now. So
yeah. Mo, what do you think? DeAndre Hopkins, he visits the Titans and Patriots. You think he signs with any of them?
The Patriots will depend on his money. The money, and does he want to be this true number one? If he want to be true number one, but the Patriots got a nice little core. When I seen it and looked at where he would add it to, it would be a nice little mix. It would definitely help Matt Jones. But I don't see it. I understand. I think because of the relationship, because of the respect for the ownership and coaching, he gave visits to New England and Tennessee, but I just don't see it. I don't want to be disrespectful. If he does it, I don't think it's because of winning. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful when I say that. But for me, I would have to understand where you're coming from. If you're trying to win, you've been an all-pro. He's been an all-pro. Mm-hmm. He's been a Pro Bowler. He's gotten paid. Those three. Mm-hmm. You ain't won. For me, it's a 4-tier. You're all-pro. Mm-hmm. You're a Pro Bowler. You got paid. Now, do you want to win? So he's gotten all three. So now it's like, do you want to win? Yeah. So for me, if he goes to Tennessee or a Patriots, how do you explain that for winning? Because let's look at it right now. He goes to Tennessee. You got Derrick Henry running the ball, but who's throwing to you? Tannehill could throw to you, but is Tannehill throwing you enough of the ball? Because who's the other receiver? The other dude, Burks, haven't shown me enough. I'm a double him. I'm a double, and you want to beat me another way.
Yeah.
So it's like, where is it that we get better here? So I'm truly trying to see where it is. I'm not mad at both of them teams for reaching out. I'm not mad at it, but I think his interviews is more out of respect, them showing up. I just don't see him signing with either one of them. I'll be shocked. I ain't gonna lie. I'll be truly shocked.
Okay, I'm gonna make this quick. I don't see him signing with either team. They don't make sense. He signs with the Patriots. Bill Belichick is living in the 90s. I don't know what he's doing. He hired a defensive coordinator and a special teams coach last year to coach his offense, his quarterback, and the offensive side of the ball, knowing that that's what the NFL is trending. Doesn't make any sense. I don't think he goes there. And if he goes there, they're still going to be fourth in the division. If he goes to Tennessee, they're still going. I want to say fourth. I'll say third.
There you go.
I'll say third. Yeah. I don't know. Colts might be frisky, man. They might get on some teams' nerves in the back end of that schedule where Anthony Richardson gets gets these reps. But if he goes to Tennessee on the Patriots, it's for a bag. And, I don't want to hear any complaining that he has any regrets when his career is over because he had a chance. Like, look, I'm going to let Corey have it after this. Think about Odell. Odell was like, I'm trying to win. I got paid. He went to the Rams. Won. I'm trying to win. Sat out for a year. I'm going to the Ravens. We know what Odell is about. I'm surprised Odell next year might be like, hey, Chiefs, let me get that 1 year. I'm serious, man. He's trying to win, and I'm not mad at him. All right, go ahead, Corey. Do you see DeAndre signing?
Not there, no. I think Mo kind of hit it on the head that if he signs with one of those two teams, it was all about money.
Yeah.
I think it's still partially about money. I think he's trying to get as much as he can out of a contender. So I think he's making very public his visiting other teams just to show them that, oh, hey, there's interest.
Yeah.
You're
muted. Corey, we can't hear you.
Oh, he's making good points too. Look at him.
He's making good points. Is he going to get this? Hey, Corey, we can't hear you. I don't know what's wrong with his mic.
Somebody.
Oh, man. Corey, we can't hear you.
Nope.
There you go. You can hear you now. You were back making Craig is like he's making some good points. Okay, Corey, go ahead again. Craig was like, he's making some really good points. I was like, I know we can't hear him.
No. I think Mo hit it on the head that if he signs with one of those two squads, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
But it's not a coincidence that when he made these visits, he posted on his Instagram and made a big show of it. Yeah. I think he is trying to get as much money as possible out of a contender and make a point to show them that, oh, hey, I have other opportunities. So you got to give me some more money.
You're trying to drive up the price.
Exactly. Because sense. Why else do you go to Tennessee?
Yeah.
Like if you're a wide receiver that has the choice is yours, you're going to pick a team without a great quarterback in place? Really? Especially after what you just lived with in Arizona the last couple of seasons.
Yeah. And he didn't even say. And the funny thing is, the Titans and our Patriots weren't on the teams that he listed. He listed his teams.
Yeah, it's all for show, all trying to drive up the price tag. I'll be a little bit surprised if he doesn't wait to sign until like shortly before camp.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. We're gonna wait. He's probably gonna go to a contender. He's probably gonna either go to Baltimore, Kansas City, or Buffalo.
I heard Kansas City wasn't interested.
They're saying that now. I mean, they might not be though.
I mean, if Hopkins comes to you and be like, "Hey, I'll sign for whatever to come there," Kansas City's not going to say no. I think it's probably a money thing.
Yeah,
they know what his price tag is, and they're not willing to match it.
Yeah, he might. If he goes, he might have to sign a 1 year incentive laden deal.
Oh yeah, I think wherever he goes, it's on a 1 year deal.
Yeah, and then if he wins a Super Bowl, some team will pay him. That's how it is. That's just how it is. If he goes to Baltimore, probably the same thing. Incentive laden. And Buffalo came out and was like, I don't think they have the cap space. They just signed like 3-4 people. I don't know. I don't think he's going to go to Buffalo.
They already have Stephon Diggs who wants a new deal.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'd rather pay Stephon than him. Hey, he was in camp today. We made a big deal out of it. I don't know why. Players do that so many times. So many NFL players do it. I don't understand.
Please tell me he's still not upset about what happened in the AFC Championship game.
No,
I've seen some stuff with it about Josh Allen had said some stuff or whatever it is. It's my fault or whatever it is.
Yeah, just so I heard a report though. It's crazy. I heard a report that the coach, the agent, and the coach. It's two different stories about him showing up at camp. So one report saying he did show up, and another report is like he didn't. And then Josh Allen coming out talking about it's my fault that he's not showing up. I'm like, what? I'm like, come on, man.
But he's back there. He's back there today, and everything's all good. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of players that aren't at mandatory minicamp. It's been happening for decades.
Yeah, but people got to make money, so they're gonna force something like make it seem like it's an issue bigger than what it is. Yeah.
That joint was on every news station. I was like, come on, guys. Oh, Dick shows up today. Everything's resolved. You know how many players aren't showing up to mandatory minicamp? It's a lot. It's a whole bunch of players. Like, I don't think Debo's there. Like, I don't think so. Like, you know, or you're going to come and not practice. Like, it's a thing. It's okay. It's 3 days minicamp. Only time I think you should is if it's a rookie quarterback. You're installing a new offense. That's different. But I think, like, if you're like Debo, you're like, no, I'll see you at training camp. Nobody makes a big deal about it. They're not talking about that. He's like, see you at training camp. I need to get better. It just, I don't know. For me, I've seen that so many years in the NFL. I'm not surprised if a player doesn't show up at minicamp. Training camp is when you start to get worried. That's when I start like, oh, it's not a training camp. Oh, wait a minute. That's when the ears perk up. But OTAs and minicamp and mandatory, I don't worry about none of that. I don't. A lot of players train in Miami. A lot of players in Miami right now training it. Don't worry about none of that. I don't, man. All right, Mo. This is your favorite topic, favorite subject.
Here we go. I got 3. I ain't go to 10. I got 3.
All right, 3. Way too early.
Three more important hot seats. 3, I think.
So guys, we do this every year. 3, way too early. Not even 3. Mo has 3. Way too early NFL hot seats.
You got 10.
I thought he had 15.
I do, but I'm going to cut
15.
He's only going to tell us 3.
He might have 28.
He might. Yeah.
He's on a hot seat, except for Andy Reid.
Andy Reid and
Andy Reid and Mike Tomlin.
Listen, as soon as I see the topics, I was like 3 came to mind.
All right. Go ahead. All right, which one's is it?
In no order. Mike McCartney.
Okay.
We know where that's going.
All right.
I truly think if he doesn't get at least to the NFC Championship game, he will be gone. I think new offense now. He's going to take over all the pressure on him. They talking about Schottenheimer. Yeah, I don't want to hear that. I'm not trying to hear that. But next person I'm going to go to is Ron Rivera. New ownership. You know, I understand that's your GM, but when you got new ownership, I'm not trying to hear trust process. I'm not trying to hear that. And then I'm going to go to a shocker, but I'm going to go to Sean McDermott. I think it's a Tony Dungy type of situation when you've been in long enough. You don't win. You don't get over the hump. You might be on the hot seat, especially with Diggs upset right now. It might be a situation where if you don't win, if you don't at least get the AFC Championship game, he might be gone. You've been there long enough now. Get over the hump. So those are my 3. Those are my top 3.
Ooh. All right, Craig.
Let me see. I have obviously Mike McCarthy, just because he's
what?
Look, man, the Cowboys are one of these franchises like the Lakers or the Celtics or whatever it is.
Yeah.
There's so much spotlight on these, or the Yankees. There's so much spotlight and lights on them and media writing about them that they get so much attention, and it's annoying. It's nauseating actually, and I can't stand it. I can't talk about the Cowboys all year long. I don't know how ESPN. I know why they do it because it drives the needle, moves the needle, and all that. But it's just annoying. But yeah, I think he's on the hot seat, man. Just because he's on the Cowboys, man. Like the Cowboys expect championship. They don't expect you to go out back-to-back years, especially with the year, not this past season, but the year before, with the clock management issues. Then you come turn around and lose to the 49ers again this past season with a quarterback who was drafted last overall. So I definitely think that's there. Let me go with Brandon Staley, definitely. Especially after we were up, 27-0, and they picked off Trevor Lawrence 4 times in the first half, and you ended up losing that game. That can't happen. So I definitely, and then the way he lost it and didn't make the playoffs the year before, when they could have went to overtime and had, or when they could have had a tie and he blew it. So I definitely think he's on the hot seat. Ron Rivera, just because of the new ownership. It's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's unfortunate, but he had opportunities. He's never had a winning record there. So I definitely think he's on the hot seat. Josh McDaniels should be on the hot seat. I don't know. Oh, he's a terrible. There's no reason why he shouldn't be on the hot seat. He's coming into the season with no quarterback basically, or Jimmy Garoppolo's hurt, or whatever the case may be. I don't know what's going on with Josh Jacobs. The team is terrible, so I definitely think he's on the hot seat. And I'm going to say possibly Todd Bowles, just because they have a really good defense. They were terrible last year with Tom Brady. They're going to be even worse with Baker Mayfield or Trask. So I'm not. I mean, granted, the team is kind of in like a I don't know what you want. I don't know if it's called a rebuild, because their defense is still good. They have really good wide receivers. They just don't have a quarterback, and the running back is kind of, this running back situation is sketchy. But especially after the success of Bruce Arians, and then you come back the next season, he's not there as far as the coach anymore, and then you got Todd Bowles there, and the team goes 8-9. Nah, man, and then they get blown out in the playoffs.
All right, man. Corey.
Man. So I had 3 that I figure will happen, and then 3 that could be a bit of surprises, maybe. Although Todd Bowles is on that second 3, so maybe not as much a surprise. But Josh McDaniels. If they have another bad year after his disaster in Denver, he's already gotten rid of his quarterback like he did in Denver. Devontae Adams isn't happy. If everything goes as poorly as it probably should, considering how loaded the AFC is, I don't see how he has a job. Brandon Staley, he's running out of time. You imploded 2 years in a row, missed the playoffs 2 years ago. Just blew a lead to a bad team in the playoffs this past year. He's out of excuses. And Ron Rivera, just because they're going to clean house once the season, unless he wins that division, which I don't see happening. I know. I think that the new ownership is going to clean house, top down. Everybody's gone. So then the 3 that I think could come up, Todd Bowles, they're in a bad division. They've got a good defense, good receiving core. And even though it's likely going to be Baker Mayfield starting for them, if they have another sub 500 season, I think he takes the fall for that. Especially because he got the job because of Bruce Arians stepping away so late. And it was kind of by default. So that's, I can see. I mean, I don't know if Baker will honestly be as bad as the quarterback play from last year, but it's the pressure will be there. I'm gonna say Mike McDaniel. Look, I really like Mike McDaniel. I think I've been pretty vocal about that. I think he's a fun and creative play caller. I think he's a fantastic personality. But I also think the Dolphins have an owner that can have some unrealistic expectations at times. And if they don't get into the playoffs, I think he could get impatient, and I think McDaniels could be the scapegoat for that, even though I don't think that it would necessarily be his fault.
I
thought he did a really good job at the end of last year with the quarterback situation that he had. And the third name for me is Robert Saleh.
Oh.
I think he's done a really great job with that defense with the Jets. The offense was a mess with Zach Wilson, yes, but Aaron Rodgers is there. And that team now immediately has Super Bowl expectations. So, yes, Aaron Rodgers is a diva. Yes, I don't know where his headspace is at this point in his career, how things are going to go, how all of that is going to mesh.
Yeah.
But if they fall short, I think he takes the blame and a new head coach comes in.
Wow. Yeah, if they don't make the playoffs, I mean, yeah.
And I don't know that's necessarily a lock to make the playoffs. AFC's tough this year.
AFC is tough.
I mean, I don't even know if making the playoffs is enough to keep his job. I think they may have to win a playoff game as well.
Yeah, he might have to win a playoff game. You're right about that. Okay. I agree with most of you guys. I hate to say this. I don't hate to say this. I think Mo's on to something. I think McDermott might, if Buffalo can't get over the hump, they might go towards offense. Not to say McDermott's not a good coach, but they might hire a young offensive mind for Josh McDaniels. And because Ken Dorsey, I don't think he's getting it done. Leslie Frazier stepped away. So, like, if Buffalo doesn't win the division, I would look out for that. Mo might be right. I think it might be fatigue. Like, okay, we've had Super Bowl aspirations. We have the team. You're not getting it done. I agree with the only thing about Dallas. Jerry Jones is super loyal, man. Jason Garrett was there for a really long time. I don't think he gets rid of Mike McCarthy. Like, if they have the year that he did last year, they 12-5, they win 2 playoff games, they can't beat Philly or can't beat San Francisco, then I just think you bring him back. Jerry's loyal, man. I don't see them firing. I'm not gonna say the Commanders because that's like a gimme. And if they don't, Mo thinks we're gonna win. We're gonna be like 2-4 first 6 games, and then it's gonna get really hot. I don't know if the owners might fire him mid-season. I would not be surprised if Ron Rivera gets a slow start. The owners don't do it. They like the Broncos owners. They come in and they're like, "This is crazy in here," And I agree with Corey. Top down. Like, did you know, guys, that the Commanders' name is already trademarked? Anyway, that's neither here nor there, but that's on the front office. So the name, I don't know how that works. It could be changed again. I don't know. That has to be up to the owners. But if it's already trademarked, that's I don't know. I can't get into legal things, but I think Tampa, I think you're right, which sucks because Todd Bowles doesn't have a quarterback. And I don't think Baker Mayfield can pull it off, even in a weak division. I think he's gone. A name to look out for is Ken Stefanski in Cleveland. I think if they got to show some improvement. I think if they don't make the playoffs, I think they fire him. I think they get rid of him and bring somebody else. And then, of course, Josh McDaniels. Josh McDaniels is ridiculous, man. This is the second franchise. I hope he just doesn't get another job. Maybe he'll coach in New England. He's a good offensive coordinator. He's just not a head coach. There's nothing wrong with that. But this will be the second franchise he's destroyed the same way he did the first one, from the inside out. And Brandon Staley, he has to make the playoffs this year. I don't have them making the playoffs. And then questions are going to come up with Herbert. Like, he's supposed to be this top 5 quarterback, but, you know what? I'll take that back. I got to give, it's hard to win the playoffs. Got to get some grace. You know what I'm saying? Like, Aaron Rodgers is tough for him to win. It's tough for Manning to win. The unicorns of Brady and Patrick Mahomes. It's just hard to win in the playoffs. And Joe Montana. Those are like unicorns. It's really difficult to win the playoffs. So I'll give them that. It's not Herbert, but if Brandon Staley doesn't, they'll make the playoffs. Why bring him back? Because that defense has been atrocious, and that's supposed to be his thing. Supposed to be a defensive coordinator. Their defense has been atrocious, and they didn't even work on the defense this offseason. They're going to get ran through again. All right, guys, this is the last topic. We're doing the power rankings. This is very interesting. I've never done this before. And what we're going to do is somebody's going to say a team, and we're going to start from number one, right? Let's start from number one. And we go number one, and then everybody says a different team. So this is example. If I start off, then it's Corey. He says the number 2 team. Craig says the number 3 team. Mo says the number 4 team. Nobody can repeat the team that the first person said. And then it's just going to get really fun. This is going to get really fun. I think I'm going to really enjoy this.
I'm on the edge of my seat.
I'm gonna say the first 10 are gonna probably be easy. Then it's gonna start getting real dicey.
Yeah, I see.
It's gonna get real dicey. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna start off the easy one. Kansas City Chiefs. I got ranked number 1. All right, Corey, who you got number 2?
Number 2. I'm gonna go Buffalo.
Oh, okay. The Bills. All right. Craig, number 3.
Oh,
yeah.
I think I'm gonna go Bengals.
Okay. Bengals got it down. All right. Mo, number 4.
Hold up. What we say? Kansas City.
Kansas
Philly.
City.
Let me go Philly.
Okay. Philly, number 4. All right. Me, number 5. I am gonna go 49ers. Yeah. Corey, number 6.
I'm going to say Baltimore.
All right. The Ravens.
Yeah. Nah, I got it.
Okay, number 7.
I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Okay.
The Jets, man.
Okay. JETSSS. All right. We are at number 8. Mo.
Jaguars.
Whoa. Okay.
As soon as I seen the picks, I said, okay.
You know what, guys? I picked him as one of the best young quarterbacks, man. I ain't mad with that. Jags. Number 9. I'm gonna go Cowboys, yo.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Cowboys, man.
Cool.
Yeah. This is gonna get interesting.
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to see what the other team say. I already know what I'm picking.
I know what
they say.
All right, Corey. Number 10.
I am gonna go ahead and go with the Chargers,
Ooh.
even though I have no faith in Brandon Staley.
All right, cool. Craig.
I'm gonna take your pick, Mo, because I think you might be picking this team. I'm going with the Dolphins.
That was a good one. Dolphins were a good one.
No, I wasn't going there. It was 1A, 1B, but I wasn't going there. And a shocker, I'm gonna go with Lions.
Okay.
Who?
The Lions.
The Lions? I like that. I like
That's
that.
the 4th best team in the NFC.
Yeah. Man, I'm at 13. You know what? We crapped on this team all year, and they made a huge jump. I'm going Seahawks, man.
Good one.
Going Seahawks, man. Going Seahawks.
I think the investments they've made in the line could work. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh.
Ooh.
Stole some of my stuff, man.
Yeah, it's real now. Now it's like,
I got two teams here, but I'm gonna pick. This is tough. I'm gonna pick. I don't feel good about it, but I'm picking Cleveland.
Okay. The Browns. What can Brown do for you?
Is that 15?
Yep, that's 15.
It's on me.
It's on you.
Commanders.
Whoa!
Joe! Yeah.
Hey! Whoa! Come on, man.
Listen,
I'm not doing that. I'm not typing that in.
Come on,
The
man.
game's over. I'm not typing that in.
Listen, what?
Come on, man.
I'm on strike. All right, guys. We're going to see y'all next week.
Listen, we like controversy, man. I'm picking
I
Commanders.
got you, bro.
Oh, all right, man.
17.
So hold up, but here go my argument though. So hold up. Here go my argument. It's only what 16 team makes playoffs, and I say Commanders make playoffs are early prediction.
That's fair.
So I gotta stick with my guns.
All right. 17. I'm going Broncos.
I will go with a team I think should have a bounce back season in the Rams.
That's a good one.
What?
19, Craig.
Nobody said my team. Nobody said the team I was going to pick, so I'm picking with the Giants.
I like that.
Don't do it, man.
All right, I'm gonna go Carolina.
Oh my God! I heard the whispers, man.
Listen, we're gonna run this game.
That's 20th. That's not too.
Yeah,
that's not too far fetched. That's not too far fetched.
20, right? That's not too far fetched. That's not that. That's. I like that. Where are we at? 21. I think I'm gonna go to Saints. Right behind them. I think we go to Saints. Right behind them.
That's where my next one was going to go. I will say New England.
That's a good one.
Okay, now I got to scramble.
It's getting tight.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
It is getting tight.
Where we at? 23?
23. Yeah.
You know what? It's I know they just dropped their running back. Minnesota?
Okay.
Yeah, I was wanting that day. I was right there, like, where they at?
Okay.
I don't have confidence in them this year, so I ain't got to make it.
Yeah, I mean, they had a ridiculous year last year.
Every game was close for the most part.
Everything was close. It was crazy. All right, Mo. 24. Colts?
Yeah. Go Colts right there.
The Falcons.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. Oh, Corey 26.
Let's get rough.
Might
say Green Bay.
Damn it, man!
Right there. And what people think of Jordan Love. I'm excited to watch Jordan Love play football this year.
I'm actually really excited. I think he's gonna be better than a lot of people think.
Damn it!
I like him coming out of college.
Who left?
I just
I'm
had
trying
to
to think who left now. Now I'm trying to think who left.
23.
27.
27. All right. Well, give me the Bears.
Okay. Yeah, this is getting a little bit easier now.
Hold up, who left? Who left?
All the sorry teams. It is all the sorry teams, man. We're at 28 now, Mo. These are gonna be contending for the top pick. It's Tampa left,
the Raiders,
Cardinals, Texans,
Cardinals.
All right, I'm gonna go. All right, my bad. All right, I'm gonna go. All right, with that being said, I'm gonna go.
That's another team, though.
I'm gonna go Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah.
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. 29. These should be easy. I'm going Houston, the Texans.
Okay.
I can't wait to see CJ Stroud play either. He's been getting a lot of good reviews. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm gonna see Will Anderson.
Yeah. All right, Corey.
I'm surprised you picked Houston first.
Mm-hmm.
I will go Tennessee.
Tennessee. See, yeah, the Colts is right there, 24. I mean, they're both going to be.
I think the Titans have a bit more infrastructure in place, even though they don't.
Right.
They may or may not have the quarterback.
You might be right, but they're both still in the bottom. So Tennessee might have 2 more spots. I get that.
I don't know. I think Tennessee could potentially make a run in the second half, depending on what Jacksonville does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Their schedule starts pretty brutal, though.
Yeah. Craig, 31?
Raiders.
Oh, you said who? Hold on, my bad. What'd you say?
Raiders,
yeah. And of
Makes
course,
sense.
yeah. Mo, we know what you're picking.
Cardinals.
Yep. Boom. That was actually pretty fun. We gotta do that again. We might have to do that. You know what? We might have to open the season with that again. I'm gonna save this, and we gotta when we do our final predictions after training camp. We're gonna see if this list is still valuable.
Yeah.
Might change. Injuries happen. Trades happen. It could be a lot of things. All right. The only thing, what do y'all think? We got the Chiefs 1, Bills 2, Bengals 3, Eagles 4, 49ers 5, Ravens 6, Jets 7, Jags 8. If they make the leap that Lawrence is talking about, man.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. Though. Everybody's saying the team goes as Lawrence go, or the offense, everything goes. And if it really comes back how he was before the betting thing, before the suspension, yeah, they definitely be a problem. They're going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem.
Cowboys 9, Chargers 10, Dolphins 11, Lions 12, Seahawks 13, Steelers 14, Browns 15, Broncos 17, 18. I got your enthusiasm. I got your enthusiasm with the Commanders. I got you. I just have a lot of questions.
I mean,
I get it, man. I get it.
Listen, my thing is all right, so I'm gonna say this. It's mainly on. I feel like I think defensively we're gonna be a problem because I think Sweat and Chase are gonna be motivated.
Yeah. Defense is gonna
offensively, I like what I'm hearing from the enemy. I feel like more than over the last 10 years, there's never been the accountability that's being held right now. Like he's holding people accountable for the offsides, for a lot of stuff going on that a lot of stuff was swept under the rug with the old coordinators. Like Rivera was letting stuff go, and the coordinators was letting it go. Like the enemy, like, no, we're not doing this. Like, we're not jumping on sides. We're not gonna kill ourselves. We're gonna play sound football.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So I think we could be an issue there. I think we could be a problem for a lot of people this year, depending on how Howell plays. I think we can get, man. I would be totally disappointed if we don't make the playoffs. That's just me.
Okay. The only thing is, so like Ron Rivera is like Belichick, where he's living in the '80s, where he thinks the defense doesn't win championships anymore. You got to have a really good defense, but you have to have a really good quarterback and a really good offense. And our offensive line is terrible. It's terrible. And that's all, that's the only thing that bothers me a little bit. And then, to be honest, right, we got the first week of the season, we got the Commanders, right? That's a win, right?
No,
No, I'm sorry, we got the Cardinals.
Yeah, they played just right?
Yep, we do. We should. Goodness.
That should be it.
Mo, you got us beating the Broncos?
Yes.
No. All right.
I mean, I'm going off right now. I gotta see Russell Wilson play better.
You gotta give it
off of. No.
You got to say if it's home or away, though. You can't just.
That was away.
It is away.
All right. I don't gotta beat Buffalo. I don't think we'll beat Buffalo.
It's 1-2. Then we play the Eagles at Philly. 1-3.
I mean, all right. Let me say this.
Then we play the Bears on Thursday night.
All right, 2-3.
Oh, it was a tough game last year.
It's going to be a tough game.
No.
That was a tough game. I don't know.
Let me
that
was a very tough game last year, Mo.
I don't mean to be disrespectful, but how you said we about to start, if we lose to that Bears and that's 1-4,
yeah, Ron Rivera gonna get fired. He's gonna get fired, but
he need to be fired right then there. He need to be fired next day. He's still 1-4. He need to be fired next day.
Remember this conversation. He's gonna be fired by week 8. We're gonna go like 1-7 or 2-6.
I get that. I'm cool. But if we start off 1-4, he need to be fired right now.
Yeah, we're gonna start
right now.
Off
Ain't no need to wait. Yeah,
we're gonna start off 1-4. We're gonna lose.
Who's gonna hire it in? The enemy's gonna be the head coach.
Yeah, the rest of the season.
Probably. We're gonna beat the Falcons. With Bieniemy as the new head coach.
Yeah.
And we're gonna lose to the Eagles again.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, probably.
The whole thing.
Yeah, anyway, that's what I'm just saying, Mo. We're not going to start off anyway. Anyway, Broncos 17. I kind of agree with that. Rams, I like the Rams 18, especially if they get cooking in the kitchen. Giants 19, Panthers 20, Saints 21. Pretty good, man. Patriots 22, Vikings. Colts 24. I like that. Falcons 25. Falcons gonna be decent, man. I think they're gonna be better than this year.
That division gonna be interesting. That division
is.
That'll be interesting.
I'm looking forward to rookie quarterbacks. I want to see Anthony Richardson play. I want to see Bryce Young play. I want to see CJ Stroud play. Probably see Will Levis.
Hey, hold on. Hey, Corey. Hey, Corey, is Gordon Minshew starting the season? Hold on, what's going on here?
I don't think so. I think so far Minshew has gotten the first team reps in OTAs.
Yeah.
But Richardson has gotten more reps every day that the press has watched.
Yeah.
I think by the time we get to week 1, it'll be Anthony Richardson starting.
Even though Mo, he's only started 13 games, so like I wouldn't be mad if Gardner Minshew started. To be honest with you, he just hasn't played a lot of football. You know?
Which is exactly why I would argue throw him out there. Let him get the live.
A lot of people say that, yeah. That's what Jim Irsay said. I think he said he wants him to start, which I agree with that. I agree. Colin Cowherd said that. He was like, I don't even understand why they started Joe Flacco and not Lamar. Because remember, Lamar started, I think, like week
6, 7, 8,
something like that. And then they went to they've been good ever since. You know, so I agree with you, Corey.
What do you 45-16? What Lamar 45-16 and stuff?
Yeah, he's won 75% of his games. He wins games. That's what you want from a quarterback. I would like that. Shoot. All right, guys. So everybody, we are gonna see y'all in the beginning of August when training camp starts.
Hey, hold up. What do y'all think about? I know y'all two anyway. What do y'all think about the Commanders possibly being on Hard Knocks? Y'all gonna? I mean, I'm pretty sure y'all will watch it anyway.
Oh yeah.
I like with the enemy ad. I like it, but I wouldn't like it if we said the same staff.
Yeah, I like it. I would love to see my team on Hard Knocks. Last time we were on Hard Knocks, D'Angelo Hall got embarrassed by DeAndre Hopkins.
No, have mercy.
Oh man, I forgot.
No, they played a clip on NFL Network every damn training camp.
Yeah, listen.
He was talking trash, and as soon as DeAndre Hopkins did a simple comeback, I'm sorry. D'Angelo was like,
It was almost like last year how we had
he hurt his ankle. I'm so sorry, yo.
Who that we had one-on-one with CeeDee Lamb hitting first. CeeDee Lamb was abusing him. I was like, come on.
Oh man, that joke was so funny. No, because D'Angelo
Jackson.
Yeah, it was Jackson. William Jackson checking CeeDee Lamb one-on-one. Come on, man. I said, what are we doing? Like, what are we really doing here? Like, what are we really doing here in life?
I think they're the only team that didn't say no. I think the Jets turned them down.
No team likes to be on there except for Dallas. Jerry likes it. It's a lot of NFL teams don't like it. But to be honest with you, I would rather do the Hard Knocks instead of the end season. That end season be rough,
especially if your team is terrible.
Yeah,
and it's trying to go down, or your team is like it's just not good, or whatever it is. Like I think the Lions will be good, but
the Lions will be bombed for the end season one.
You could also have any team that has a rookie quarterback out there. That would be pretty good.
It would.
Or whatever. Aaron Rodgers to me will be interesting.
Yeah.
I tell you who wouldn't be. Maybe the Raiders would be.
Just it depends when. It depends when. If I would love to see it in season. I would love to see the Raiders this season. Because I want to see the implosion. I want to see the implosion.
If Jimmy Garoppolo got healthy, if Jimmy Garoppolo plays week 1, I'd love to see it. But if he ain't playing week 1, I'd be like, what?
Man, Greg, I'm not gonna lie. If they have the Vegas Raiders in season, I want to see it implode. Because they've seen it with the Cardinals.
They're gonna be bad.
Josh. I mean, not his name, not Josh. Dang it, what's his name? Cliff Kingsbury is a nice guy. He's a nice guy. He's not a good head coach, but he's a nice guy. He's just like, hey man, be accountable. It's okay. I want to see Josh McDaniels because Josh McDaniels isn't nice. I want to see him. I want to see an explosion. That's what I want to see. I want to see. That's what I would like to see. The Las Vegas Raiders, Devontae Adams storming in the locker room, cussing out the coaches.
I mean, by the time they would get on the show, they would be like 2-7.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Hold on. When do they announce the end season? Is it the same? Is it the same as Hard Knocks? Because I didn't think they expected the Cardinals to be sorry. I don't think the NFL wants a sorry team. They want it to be like how the Colts was, to be honest. Well, I know Corey didn't make the playoffs, but they were on the fringe. It was exciting. I liked it, actually.
Yeah, obviously you want to have a team that has something to play for, and they whatever it is. But
that Cardinals train got boring.
I didn't watch it, but
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
the team is not interesting to me at all. Anyway,
yeah,
going into the season, like I need some
I'll be bummed if they have like Dallas on end season or Jets. The Jets in season would be good, or
I think they turned it down.
Cincinnati, or Buffalo, or the Eagles.
Oh, you just
a winning team. Nah, I just want to see a winning team, yo. Carolina might be good on there.
Mm-hmm.
I would watch it just to see Bryce Young's development, yo.
That's not a winning team. You had to start that from the training camp.
Training camp? Did y'all turn it down?
I don't think they got offered. At least from what I see. I think it was 4 teams that I saw on the list.
For real?
The Jets, the Commanders, and then 2 other teams, and everybody turned them down except for the Commanders. Just didn't say no so far. So
I mean, we'd probably be on there
if they get picked, then. But I think the NFL really wanted the Jets because obviously Aaron Rodgers.
We're probably gonna be on there. Yeah,
I don't know.
We're probably gonna be on there. Yep, Jets, Bears, Saints, Commanders.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at the Bears. I wouldn't be mad.
I wouldn't be mad at some of these teams that are sorry, especially in the beginning. But I mean, yeah, halfway through the season, to put a team that's
winning
really, really bad on there, I don't know what. I mean, the morale is going to be horrible. I don't know, man. But it might be some fighting going on. That might be the big thing about it. If you got a bad team, there might be some infighting going on.
I'd rather see a team. I'd rather just see a team that's like kind of like they had the Colts like on the brink, are winning or going to the playoffs.
It has drama into it.
Yeah,
makes you want to watch it to see how they and all that other stuff. I can understand that.
Yeah, I didn't really I wasn't into the Cardinals. I ain't gonna lie. I watched like the first 2 episodes and I was just like, I mean, I watched it all, but I was like, this is bad, man. Wasn't really a storyline, you know.
Yeah.
But all right, guys. Once again, we are out. We're gonna see everybody beginning of August when training camp starts. Everybody be safe. And we're out.